So today's topic will be blood vessels. We have seen what are all the components of blood. What are all the components of blood?
WBC, RBC, and platelets.
Gonna start with plasma. Plasma contains, like that you start. In plasma, only different types of cells are there. They are WBC, RBC, and platelets. Is platelet a cell? I'm asking you people, is platelet a cell?
Yes, sir.
Blood vessels. There are different types of blood vessels. You know, during the inhalation, what we take in?
Oxygen.
During the exhalation, what we take in?
Carbon dioxide.
Don't take in anything.
Carbon dioxide.
So oxygen has to be no, it has to be given to all parts of our body, that is our cells, okay, because we know there is a cellular respiration also. So the first paragraph of blood vessels is there are different types of blood vessels in our body. They are arteries, veins, okay. One is responsible for good blood oxygen and another is responsible for unpurified, don't say bad, unpurified blood. So the blood picks up, it contains all the impurities, gases, CO2, everything is mixed. The blood picks up the waste materials, including carbon dioxide from the cells. So, as you know, in lungs, okay, inhalation and exhalation, here also you have what? Waste material, including carbon dioxide, is taken from the cell. That is what we call it as excretory. Okay. The blood has to go back to the blood through the lungs. Why the blood is going back to the lungs?
For moving of carbon.
So the carbon dioxide in the purified blood can be exchanged.
You do purify the carbon dioxide. And they are arteries carry what?
Oxygen rich blood.
Arteries carry oxygen rich blood. And from where it carries?
From lungs.
From lung, heart.
It is not from the lungs, it is from the heart to all parts of the body. So please write it in your notebook. Arteries carry oxygen rich blood and from heart to
all
2
parts of the
minutes
body.
time. ఇక్కడ note ఉంచు. ఏం రాసుకున్నావు? ఇక్కడ. That day I wrote in.
Morning, ma'am.
Who is asking me? Imrul, if you are not loud, we are not going to hear you. Come closer to your laptop and talk.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. I am in page number 122. I am taking blood vessels. In blood vessels, we are talking about arteries. Arteries are the place where oxygen-rich blood is taken from the heart to all parts of the body. That is what I have asked them to write it now. So the first question, accession reasoning, how to be there? Hearts are used for dash. Huh? Can anyone answer? Hearts is used for dash.
Purifying carbon dioxide, blood rich in carbon dioxide to blood rich in oxygen.
No, Kanna, that is, see here, when you are talking about blood rich, okay, oxygen blood, where it is transported from where? Inhalation, during inhalation, fresh supply of oxygen fills the lungs, no? So it is oxygen has to be transported. So oxygen rich blood is from where?
From
How you are getting oxygen rich? The question is, whenever you are getting an oxygen rich, from which part of your body is connected?
From heart.
Lungs only gives
Yes,
you
ma'am.
oxygen. How do they take oxygen?
They take oxygen.
Inhalation.
How do oxygen enter your body? Can you say me how do it? It is during inhalation. And what is whenever the part, when they are asking about the body part, it should be lungs. The part which supplies oxygen through the blood is
Lung.
Are you people clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So blood has to go
Yes,
back to the,
yes.
why is blood going back to the lungs?
Blood is going back to the lungs.
Can you repeat?
Why is blood going back to the lungs?
Because it,
For the removal of carbon dioxide.
the carbon dioxide is given to the lungs. Yeah.
The blood is going back to the lungs because to purify the carbon dioxide. Only to
Purify the carbon dioxide.
To purify the carbon dioxide.
so there are how many types of blood vessels?
Two.
Name them.
Two arteries and veins.
Okay. How is the blood flowing at your body?
Rapid at a high pressure.
Rapid?
At a high pressure.
Yes. Blood is flowing. That is what when you have a cut, just it comes out like something. How is blood flowing in your body?
Rapid at a high pressure.
Rapid and at high pressure. So, if there is low pressure, what happens?
The blood will go slowly and it will not.
No, have you not heard that the doctor will be saying, can I check your BP? It is high or low. If it low BP, what will happen? High BP, what will happen? Have you heard Amma shouting at any time?
What?
Mama will shout.
Yes, miss.
At that time, if you are checking her blood pressure, it will be very high. If Mama is saying she is not feeling fine, if that time if you check the blood pressure of Mama, it will be very low.
Okay, ma'am.
So you should not make your mother to get high pressure. What happens? Already blood is flowing very fast and rapid.
It will be more fast and the blood vessels might rupture.
Stroke can come. Okay. So whenever somebody is shouting, don't irritate them or don't make them fun. Okay. Still their blood pressure will increase and they will get stroke. Clear?
Yes,
Are you clear?
Yes, miss.
So where does this blood pressure is going to, what is going to happen and how we are going to find? That is the next one. Okay.
Why do we, what will happen if the blood pressure is low?
Low pressure we have. It is doesn't hemoglobin level is less. I forgot to ask you one more thing. Hemoglobin does what function here in the blood?
Ma'am, it binds with the oxygen and transports to all parts of the body and ultimately to all the cells.
All the places. It does it for all the places. No
Yes.
exception at all. Okay. So, likewise, we have to be very clear when we are doing the assertion and reasoning, because here again I will repeat you one more thing. Arteries carry oxygen rich blood and veins are for
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon
Carbon
dioxide.
dioxide.
Are you clear, Kanna?
Outside.
So when there is carbon dioxide, blood goes directly to the
And you what?
when there is carbon dioxide rich blood, the blood goes directly to the
All parts of the body and back to the heart.
lungs. Prakar and Abhinav said lungs. Yes. Why it goes to remove the carbon dioxide? Why?
Ma'am,
Well, yes, Kana.
first it goes to the heart, right? And then to the lungs.
But always, see, this is the thing. Clear? If your heart is like this, the flow, one will be in your downwards, one will be in the upwards. That is your schematic diagram. Can you see your schematic diagram of circulation of? So from arteries to capillaries it will come, and capillaries, I will draw the whiteboard. Let me show you. It is a mechanism. If you understand this mechanism, it is very easy for you to do the correct answering. Sorry, whiteboard. See here, whenever you are drawing an heart, have it in your mind. The heart is tilted. The heart is tilted. It is not like this. Okay. It is tilted from your right to your left. Okay. Next, see the capillaries. The capillaries are present below. The arts, the impure blood, that is vein. Okay. CO2, rich blood will come to the capillaries. Then it moves to the arteries. Clear? This process is clear for you?
Yes, ma'am.
So, after that what happens is, when after this what happens is that, when this impure blood, we have two more things, that is called the pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein. It is like a small beans-like structure. So you have to add that. From here, this pulmonary artery and pulmonary veins are also what? Can anyone say the pulmonary artery does what?
The pulmonary artery gets the oxygen rich blood.
See, arteries always carry which blood? Oxygen rich blood. Pulmonary artery carries blood from the heart, so it is called an artery and not a vein. Actually, what happens? No, this is carrying from where?
Ma'am,
Children, from blood to this pulmonary artery is only two things. Are you making? I'm making you very clear. What is these two things? There is a pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein. Okay. When you have oxygen rich blood, where it is present?
Oxygen rich blood is present.
ma'am,
So, but pulmonary artery does not carry oxygen rich, it carries a carbon dioxide rich blood. To where?
In the lungs.
To the lungs. So whenever you are doing here, this is CO2 rich blood. There is a mechanism inside the heart, superior vena cava. Okay, you will study in your 9th standard or 10th standard. That superior vena cava will be twisted like this. How to say? A rubber band twist or 8. If you make 8, no, it is a twist, no, where it starts and where it ends. Like that, it will be there. That particular place only, this unpurified blood will come and it will go to a pulmonary artery. Let me show you one video so that you will understand very clearly why the pulmonary artery is carrying the oxygen, carbon dioxide rich blood. 1 minute. Huh? Idena?
పక్క జూమ్ కు పక్క ఎక్కువ tabs ఓపెన్ చేస్తే ఇది
It is recording. Mechanism. Mechanism of blood flow in heart. Are you able to see? Are you able to see my screen?
No, miss.
Yes, miss.
Miss, I can see a whiteboard, miss, only.
1 minute. Let me off my whiteboard. I'm sharing my Can you all see?
Yes, sir.
The circulatory system and the path blood through. Are you able to see?
Yes, miss.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Until we can hear anything.
Everyone is able to see?
Yes, miss.
And we are able to see, but we cannot hear anything.
I think you didn't share sound.
What?
Auntie, I think you forgot to share sound. That's why the voice is not
There
coming.
are
Now?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear it now.
have breakfast this morning drawn in diagrams as blue or
in our Body Systems intro video from many years ago, there are some misconceptions. Human blood is red, and always red, although the shade of red can vary based on how much oxygen is in the blood. Veins and arteries are often drawn in diagrams as blue or red to show whether they have lower or higher concentrations of oxygen. But that's just how it is used in most diagrams. It doesn't mean the blood or the veins or the arteries are actually that color. Veins that you see under your skin may look blue or green, but that involves the way they appear under the skin, and the reason for this would make a great physics topic, but I digress. Human blood has a lot of functions. It maintains a certain pH, temperature, osmotic pressure. All of this is very important for
We said there is a
homeostasis.
blood has a
It
pressure.
transports things like hormones, nutrients, and gases. And it's made up of different components. One component includes plasma, the liquid portion. Water, proteins, salts, lipids. You'll find them in this liquid portion of blood, known as plasma. Another component includes cellular components. This means red blood cells, which do the transporting of gases, white blood cells, which can fight infections, and platelets, which are actually cellular fragments, and they're involved with helping your blood clot. Very important when there is damage to the body. Red blood cells have an iron-containing protein called hemoglobin, and that is where the red coloring of blood comes from. So when we're talking about blood and we're just introing the circulatory system, we're going to focus on how this blood moves around in the human body. Human heart anatomy observes the heart divided into two distinct and separated partitions, a deoxygenated or low oxygen partition and an oxygenated partition. There are some human congenital heart conditions that can result in this oxygenated and deoxygenated blood mixing, however. More on that at the end. Arteries carry blood away from the heart. Think A for away. Arteries are typically oxygen rich, but there are exceptions. Veins generally carry blood to the heart. Veins typically are oxygen poor, but there are exceptions. Capillaries are small blood vessels, and it is at the capillary level where oxygen is delivered to organs and tissues and where carbon dioxide will be picked up to travel back to the lungs. So looking at this heart, the right side, and that's the person's right, so for you it will look opposite, pumps deoxygenated blood, and the left side pumps oxygenated blood. We can also see four chambers, the right atrium and right ventricle, and the left atrium and the left ventricle. I like to remember that A comes before V in the alphabet, so that helps me remember that A's for atria are at the top of the heart, V for ventricles are at the bottom of the heart. Atria also have thinner walls than the thicker walled ventricles. The heart also contains valves, which we'll see when we get to tracing the pathway of blood. The valves are one-way structures that help separate the chambers and also prevent backflow of blood. Ready to take the adventure of a lifetime? An adventure tracing the pathway of blood through the heart? We're going to start with blood that is in a human toe. This blood is deoxygenated. It needs to get to the heart so that it can be pumped to the lungs to pick up oxygen and then be spread throughout the body. It's going to get there through the vena cava, inferior vena cava to be specific, as the superior vena cava is above the heart. The blood enters the right atrium. The right atrium contracts, pushing the blood through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle. The right ventricle contracts, pumping the blood through the pulmonary valve to the pulmonary artery. By the way, when you see the word pulmonary, it likely involves lungs. The pulmonary artery takes blood to the lungs. The lungs are where red blood cells in the blood will take on oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Now this blood is oxygenated. It needs to return to the heart so that the heart can pump it throughout the body. The oxygenated blood travels through a pulmonary vein to the left atrium. The left atrium contracts and the blood travels through the mitral valve, also known as the bicuspid valve, into the left ventricle. The left ventricle contracts and pumps the blood through the aortic valve and out a major artery known as the aorta. The aorta is a major artery that carries oxygenated blood throughout the body. Now, I don't want to neglect the fact that the heart needs its own blood supply for delivery of oxygen and glucose. The heart can receive this blood supply through coronary arteries. Coronary arteries branch off the aorta and eventually deliver blood into capillaries. These capillaries deliver oxygen and glucose to the heart. Coronary veins will take the deoxygenated blood to the right atrium where the blood will eventually travel the pathway to become oxygenated. In fact, to quiz yourself, can you pause the video and trace the pathway of blood again, starting with the right atrium?
Are you people now clear? There is something inside the heart which is connected to the lungs and to the where? Can everyone on your camera and say me? You saw a video. In this video, how much you understood?
Auntie, in this video, we saw the about the circulation of blood through the heart, and we learned about the heart, like
See, only two things. Okay, Kanna. You have to be very clear. Oxygenated blood, deoxygenated. Oxygenated blood, as they said, articles, right article, left article. Venous, that is right and left. There are same paths. Okay. But where is the twist coming out? This pulmonary person who is entering, who is in the heart, he is going to crisscross everything. That means what? He is going to do the multiplication to everything. Okay. Arteries, for your mind, what it is? They carry oxygenated blood. Prakar, don't sleep. So, whenever there is an oxygenated blood in your mindset, you all will write what? Arteries carry oxygenated blood. There is one particular person, pulmonary, he is connected from the lungs to the heart and he only crisscrosses. Are you clear with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, another question is that, do heart have arteries and veins? From where does the heart get the blood?
It also has arteries and veins.
It also has an arteries and veins. Through that only it gets the blood to function. Are you clear? Its function
Yes,
is to
ma'am.
pump. Okay. See, I am a teacher. Okay, I can teach you. But I have my house, I have my own child, everything, no? In the same way, there is also, heart also has to get a own food, own blood, own nitrogen, oxygen. Everything has to be given to him, no? That is what, in heart, there is a vein and arteries who gives him the own food. Clear? Are you people clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody has any doubt in this, Imran? You have any doubt?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Are you clear with this?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Generally, there is some myth saying that how is your blood color in body?
Blue.
But how it becomes red?
because
Because of hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin. What is the function of hemoglobin?
It binds
it
with
binds with
oxygen.
oxygen and it goes through all parts of the body.
Are you people
Ultimately-
clear with this? No issues with this?
No, ma'am.
Can we stop the topic till here, because I want you to go through the capillaries, everything. Then we will go to the heart section. Okay. Today we have seen blood vessels. So please go through the blood vessels. Now I am going to ask you a questions. Are you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
10 minutes.
Auntie, before-
Time is
Yes.
33. 10 minutes time. Then test in blood capillaries.
Okay.
Any doubts?
Auntie, I had one doubt. Auntie, in the arteries, like, Auntie, you told the blood go back.
Shoria,
Dioxide.
we didn't hear your doubt. You were stuck.
Okay. Auntie, in the blood vessels, the blood needs to go back to the heart for removal of carbon dioxide.
Lungs,
Auntie, but
not heart. It goes to lungs.
yes, Auntie. But you told it goes for the purify of the carbon dioxide.
Yes, when it reaches again the lungs, what is happening in the lungs? It has an inhalation and exhalation process. No. During exhalation, all the air which is dumped there, it will move away.
And new air will come in.
Kanna?
And new air will come in. Because
See, all this carbon dioxide means what? It has a carbon part and it has an oxygen part in it. When it goes back to lungs again, this oxygen will be only circulated.
Okay, Auntie.
This is for now. For 7th standard, I am saying. But actually, that is a mechanism of lungs. Okay.
Okay.
For now, you understand that carbon dioxide is taken to the lungs. There, during exhalation, it moves out. And there is also some percentage of oxygen from this impure blood is taken reverse back. Are you clear? 10 minutes time, I said. 45, I will ask you the test line by line, blood and blood vessels. I am stopping the recording for now. Again, I'll start the recording.